Beloved chosen one, your presence here at this very moment is no accident. God Himself has guided you to this sacred encounter, whispering your name with a divine urgency that resonates deep within your soul. The number 999 shining brightly on the thumbnail drew you in, didn't it? In the Christian faith, 999 signifies the completion of a divine cycle, the fullness of God's plan, and the dawn of a new beginning under His sovereign will. It's a powerful symbol of spiritual finality and the promise of transformation, marking the end of one chapter and the start of a glorious new season. You haven't stumbled upon this video by chance. This is a divine moment orchestrated by heaven to awaken your spirit. God is calling you to attention, chosen one, with a message so profound it will shift the course of your life. Stay with me until the end, for your spirit is already sensing the truth meant for you. Hit the like button, subscribe to join a global community of chosen souls, and comment 99 below, along with your city or country, to declare your readiness to embrace God's call. Let's step into the divine revelation He has prepared for you right now. You have carried a question in your heart for years. Is there more to this life than just surviving? That question was not born from discontent. It was born from destiny. God has been watching through every heartbreak, every silence, every restless night where you questioned your worth and your path. And now, the heavens are parting to give you a clear answer. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1 states, "To everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under heaven." This is that time. This is that purpose. And you, chosen one, are stepping into the season that will shift not just your reality, but your identity. Consider Jim Carrey's journey. Beneath his humor lay a path marked by spiritual yearning and crushing lows, poverty, depression, isolation. Yet, as a struggling actor, he wrote himself a $10 million check, trusting that one day he would be ready to claim it. That conviction, that inner certainty, was not mere ambition, it was alignment with destiny. What if your soul too holds a vision, a divine promise, waiting for you to trust that now is the moment to claim it? Isaiah chapter 43 verse 19 confirms, "See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up." Do you not perceive it? God is not waiting to act. He is already in motion. The transformation has begun. But will you move with Him? Will you embrace the new reality emerging within you, or will you cling to an identity that no longer fits your divine purpose? For too long, you have viewed the barriers around you as permanent. But what if they were only there to shield you while God shaped you in secret, like a seed beneath the earth? Your growth has been hidden. Chosen one, but now the sprouting begins. The ground is breaking open, and you are stepping into the light. Romans chapter 13 verse 11 proclaims, "The hour has already come for you to wake up from your slumber, because our salvation is nearer now than when we first believed." This is not the time to hesitate or second guess. Your breakthrough is not pending, it is present. And the only thing standing between where you are and where you are destined to be is your willingness to say yes to the call. God is not asking for perfection. He is asking for permission. Will you let Him do the impossible through you? Reflect on Shania Twain's story. Losing her parents as a teenager, she raised her siblings alone, setting her dreams aside. She questioned her path through years of silence, but her voice was being honed for a sound the world had yet to hear. When her moment arrived, she didn't just sing, she redefined country music. You too are being prepared for a role only you can fulfill. That silence was not punishment, it was divine preparation. You may ask, how do I know if I'm ready? But the truth is, readiness is not a feeling, it is a decision, and God would not be telling you it is time if you were not prepared for what is ahead. Philippians chapter 1 verse 6 assures, "He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus." If He started something in you, and He did, He will finish it. Your only job is to surrender to the unfolding. There is a reason you felt like an outsider in your own story. It is because your old life was too small for the version of you that is about to emerge. The questions that once haunted you. Why is my path so different? Why do I not fit in are to be answered not with explanations but with elevation. You were not meant to blend in. You were meant to lead, to illuminate, to awaken the sleeping giants within others by first awakening yourself. John chapter 8 verse 32 mentions, "Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." And this is the moment the truth arrives, not as a theory, but as a living, breathing reality that floods your being with clarity, peace, and divine confidence. That confusion you have lived with for so long was not who you are. It was the fog before the unveiling. Consider Trevor Noah, born under apartheid in South Africa, to a black mother and a white father, his existence deemed illegal. Yet what the world called a mistake, God called a message. Every challenge he faced sharpened his perspective, honed his voice, and positioned him to speak to millions. Chosen one. Are you beginning to see that your setbacks were divine setups for something eternal? You are not waiting on God's move. It is already unfolding within you. Every piece of the puzzle is falling into place. What once seemed random now reveals divine orchestration. You are not losing your mind. You are aligning with your mission. You are not behind, you are precisely on time. What comes next will not only make sense of your past, but will inspire the others still searching for light. Trust the discomfort, the shift, the questions, and the quiet voice within that keeps whispering, "It's time." Because it is. The fog is lifting, and the answers are here. Your next step is not just a choice, it is a sacred response to a holy calling. The chapters of your life have never been haphazard. Every encounter, every heartbreak, every detour was woven with sacred precision. You may have felt overlooked or out of place at times, but the truth is, God has been intentionally molding you behind the scenes. Your awakening's timing is not delayed, it is perfectly aligned. Psalm chapter 139 verse 16 affirms, "All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be." Even your delays were purposeful. What you once saw as setbacks were divine appointments in disguise. But consider this. What if the very things you wished away were proof of your chosen status? What if the questions you whispered in solitude were already answered through your journey? Could it be that you have been walking in divine alignment all along? Unaware, deep within you, have always sensed there was more. Even when you could not name it, something stirred in your spirit, signaling that your life carries profound weight. That whisper was not a fleeting dream, it was a divine echo, resonating through your soul. You were never meant for an ordinary existence, you were marked for impact. That is why your path has been so distinct, your growth so inward. The cocoon phase is ending, and your emergence is now. When we look at Chadwick Boseman's journey, we see this truth in action. Long before he was celebrated as the Black Panther, he fought silent battles, enduring illness, while creating films that uplifted millions. He did not broadcast his pain, he channeled it into purpose. That is the hallmark of chosen ones. They do not wait for ease to answer the call. They rise despite the storm, knowing obedience builds the bridge to legacy. So are you ready to rise despite the burdens you carry? Or are you waiting for life to lighten before embracing who you already are? Galatians chapter 6 verse 9 urges, "Let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." If your life has felt like an endless wait, it is because heaven has been cultivating something too vast to rush. The soil of your life has nurtured deep roots, and now the harvest is near. What was once hidden is about to shine. You may still wonder, why me? Why was I born into struggle, misunderstanding, or rejection? Your story was never about blending in. It was about breaking cycles. You were sent to transform atmospheres, to carry light where others fear to tread. Like Malala Yousafzai, born into a society that silenced girls, yet who found her voice through persecution and became a global beacon of courage. Her origins did not disqualify her. They defined her. The same is true for you. If you pause and reflect, could your pain have been a classroom? Could rejection have been redirection? Could unanswered prayers have been preparation in disguise? 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 9 proclaims, "But you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, that you may declare the praises of him who called you out of darkness into his wonderful light." This is not just poetic, it is prophetic. You carry something royal. Your life is evidence of God's presence on earth. Your pain has given you access to wisdom. Your tears have watered the seeds of discernment, and your silence has become a sanctuary where God speaks clearest. So now that you are beginning to see the divine thread, what will you do with it? Will you continue to walk as if you are still unsure, or will you start speaking, acting, and deciding like the anointed one you are? Your pain was not random, it was sacred preparation. The pattern is now clear. You could not settle for mediocrity and normalcy, never fulfilled you because you were created for a higher frequency. You are not here to chase trends, you are here to ignite movements. Look at Howard Schultz, the visionary behind Starbucks. Raised in public housing amid poverty, he used his struggles as a foundation, not a barrier. He envisioned a reality that did not yet exist and brought it to life through persistence and vision. That same visionary spark flows through you. What you carry is not just for you, it is for generations yet to come. Isaiah chapter 46 verse 10 reminds us, "I make known the end from the beginning, from ancient times, what is still to come. My purpose will stand, and I will do all that I please." If God saw your story's end and still chose you, no pain, rejection, or delay can undo what he has ordained. Here is the ultimate question. Are you ready to trust the version of yourself God already sees? Will you shed the narrative others imposed on you and embrace the masterpiece he always envisioned? Step forward, not with timid curiosity, but with divine courage. The world needs the gifts, insights, and healing energy you have carried in silence. You are not just releasing them for yourself, you are lighting the way for others still lost in their questions. When you rise, they will rise too. This is not merely a turning point in your life, it is a catalyst for every soul your life will touch. You are not just stepping into purpose, you are becoming a beacon in a turbulent world. Every storm you survived proves you were built to stand. The season of questioning is fading. The season of revelation is now. Just 7 rotations of the earth. Can such a brief span hold the magnitude of what God has planned for you? Yet it can. When divine timing ignites, the impossible becomes immediate. What if the very thing you have prayed for is now just days away? What if heaven has already approved your miracle and all that remains is for time to align with God's decree? 2 Peter chapter 3 verse 8 states, "With the Lord a day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years are like a day." This reminds us that God's clock does not tick like ours. 7 days in the natural can equal a divine lifetime of preparation converging into a single manifestation. You are not waiting on the blessing, it is waiting for you to be ready. And now the readiness is complete. Imagine this. What if you knew transformation was certain in just 1 week? Would you carry yourself differently? Speak with greater boldness, let go of fears without hesitation. Your preparation is no longer about striving, it is about alignment. The shift has already begun. Look at Oprah Winfrey, fired as a news anchor because she was deemed unfit for television. She could have retreated in defeat, but in a short time her life transformed. What seemed like a career's end became the gateway to her global influence. Chosen one, could your rejections be a divine countdown in disguise? Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3 confirms, "Though it linger, wait for it. It will certainly come and will not delay." You have waited, you have wept, but heaven never forgot. The countdown is not just marking time, it is heralding the fulfillment of destiny. These next 7 days are sacred, not to be rushed, but revered. Each hour polishes what is about to be unveiled. And what is coming is not small. It is not a minor tweak or a fleeting mood shift. It is a complete transformation. Why now? Why are you? Why this precise moment? Because God has seen you endure storms that would have broken others. He saw your faithfulness in moments of feeling forgotten. He witnessed your kindness when bitterness was easier. He heard your whispered prayers in loneliness and counted every silent tear. You did not just survive the waiting, you were refined by it. James chapter 1 verse 12 affirms, "Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life that the Lord has promised to those who love him." You have stood the test, and now the reward is no longer a distant dream. It is crossing into your now. Have you considered that your greatest struggles birthed your greatest strengths? What tried to crush you was secretly shaping your character. Your endurance was not wasted. It was recorded. Each trial left not just scars, but sacred imprints of power. You did not just overcome, you transformed. Consider Demi Lovato. Her public battles with mental health and addiction were raw and exposed. Yet instead of letting them define her, she used them as fuel to become a voice for advocacy, healing, and authenticity. That is the mark of the chosen, those who not only heal, but help others heal. Romans chapter 5 verses 3-4 reminds us, "We also glory in our sufferings, because we know that suffering produces perseverance. Perseverance, character, and character, hope." You carry that hope now, the hope that stands firm in uncertainty, knowing destiny is no longer delayed. It is being delivered. This is not just about stepping into better circumstances. It is about entering a new dimension of life aligned with your soul's highest calling. Can you sense the old shell breaking? The fears that once held you captive are losing their power. The voices of doubt are growing silent. What emerges now is your true self, stronger, wiser, bolder, anchored in divine authority. Reflect on Simone Biles, the most decorated gymnast of our time. When she stepped back from competition to prioritize her mental health, the world was stunned. But what seemed like a retreat was a revelation. She showed that true strength lies in knowing when to pause and when to rise. You too are in a divine pivot, not retreating but rising anew with balance, depth, and purpose. Isaiah chapter 43 verses 18-19 states, "Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? The new is not on its way. It is already emerging." The question is not whether it will happen, but whether you will trust the unfolding, even when the full picture is not yet clear. Release the old. Let doubts dissolve. You no longer need to carry the weight of what was pain patterns, limiting beliefs. They have served their purpose. Now embrace the new blueprint handed to you from heaven's scroll. The shift is not a possibility, it is a promise. How do you prepare for divine transformation in just 7 days? You align. You release fear. You speak with clarity. You walk in expectation, for what is coming is not merely change, it is confirmation. The countdown has begun, not toward pressure, but toward promise. The shift is not subtle, it is seismic. By the end of these 7 days, you will not just see a new chapter, you will embody a new identity, no longer the one who merely endured, but the one who reigns. You are not waiting anymore, you are stepping boldly into it. You have walked through fire, through endless trials, through seasons that stripped you to your core. But notice this, you are still here, still standing. That is not by chance, it is by anointing. Those trials were not just tests, they were transformations. And now that transformation is complete. 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 10 assures, "And the God of all grace, after you have suffered a little while, will himself restore you and make you strong, firm, and steadfast." That restoration is already underway. You are no longer being tested, you are transitioning. The shadows you walked through were not dead ends. They were tunnels, and at the end of this tunnel, your calling shines brighter than ever. Can you see it? Can you feel that sacred readiness, stirring that quiet purpose, rising to the surface? What if everything you endured was God's way of showing you that you were never fragile, only unfinished? What if you were never punished, but prepared? Viola Davis grew up in poverty so severe that rats infested her home and hunger shadowed her days, yet she refused to let her beginnings dictate her destiny. Those early struggles forged the resilience that led her to an Academy Award, a platform and a purpose beyond fame, the courage to speak truth. You too have earned your voice through hardship. You did not just endure pain, you learned from it. Now it is time to speak, to act, to rise. Romans chapter 8, verse 37 declares, "In all these things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us." Not just survivors, not just fighters, more than conquerors. Your scars are not marks of defeat, they are seals of divine qualification. The same God who guided you through the fire is now calling you forward, saying, "Step out, you're ready." What holds you back? Is it the echo of self-doubt from old wounds, or the fear of stepping into something greater than you have known? What if your hesitation is not a warning, but a threshold, and you stand on it now, trembling not from weakness, but because your spirit senses the sacred shift? As God prepares to elevate you, He asks one thing: prepare, not through panic or performance, but through presence. Clear the noise. Remove what dims your light. Hebrews chapter 12 verse 1 encourages, "Let us throw off everything that hinders and the sin that so easily entangles, and let us run with perseverance the race marked out for us." What have you carried that it is time to release? Consider Brendan Fraser, cast aside by the industry he helped shape, fading from the spotlight. Yet he did not stop growing. He healed, matured, and waited. When the world was ready, he returned not as the actor he once was, but as a man transformed, carrying depth, humility, and wisdom in every word. That comeback was not born of ambition, but alignment. Are you ready to align, even if it means letting go of the version of you that felt safe? Readiness is not perfection, it is willingness, and that is all God requires. Isaiah chapter 30, verse 21 promises, "Whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you saying, 'This is the way, walk in it.'" That voice still speaks, that guidance still flows, but it demands stillness, not struggle, surrender, not striving. So ask yourself, what will it take for you to believe you are enough for this moment? Not next year, not once you feel more prepared, but now. What would happen if you trusted that God has already placed within you the exact tools you need for this next level? This is your moment of divine rebirth. The old shell is cracking, the one that held your doubt, your pain, your limitations. And from it emerges the version of you that was always there, hidden beneath survival mode. The version that breathes freely, the version that leads boldly, the version that says yes without needing all the answers. And that version that is the one the world has been waiting for. Ephesians chapter 4 verse 1 states, "Live a life worthy of the calling you have received." That does not mean earning your worth, it means recognizing that you are already equipped. You have always carried this divine blueprint inside you. Even when you felt lost, your soul was still aligned. Even in silence, your calling was speaking. Consider Zendaya, a quiet force who never chased fame but let it unfold. She did not rush her purpose, she nurtured it, choosing integrity over popularity, substance over spectacle. Now she is not just successful, she is transformative. That is the energy you are stepping into: quiet, confidence, unshakable grounding, a presence that needs no permission. You are not just stepping into a dream, you are stepping into a destiny spoken over your life before the foundation of the earth. This is not ambition, it is alignment. You are not chasing the light, you are the light. And it is time to let it shine with full authority. The mark of the chosen has always been upon you. It is why you felt different, why your battles were fiercer, why your victory will be louder. You have been prepared in silence to move in power. There is no going back, only forward. You are not who you were yesterday, and you will never be that version again. What does it mean to step into your power? Is it fame, control, or rising above others? No, it is far more sacred. Stepping into your power is not about dominance, but divine partnership. It is the moment you stop seeing yourself as a mere survivor and begin moving as a co-creator with God. Luke chapter 10 verse 19 reminds us, "I have given you authority to overcome all the power of the enemy. Nothing will harm you." That authority does not shout, it radiates. It does not need to prove itself, it simply is. But here is the question. Do you believe God's power is not just for others, but already within you? You have spent so long seeking external signs, waiting for validation, searching for proof that you are meant for more. But what if the proof was always within you? Every time you comforted someone, listened when others would not, or carried unseen burdens, that was your authority at work. You have been wielding divine power without always recognizing it. Look at LeBron James, whose gifts extend beyond athletic prowess. He understood early that his talents were not just for the court. From building schools for underserved youth to shaping culture, he used his platform not for ego, but for impact. That is divine power, stewardship, not showmanship. So how will you steward what you have been given? 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 7 states, "For the Spirit God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, and self-discipline." Your power is not meant to oppress, but to uplift, pairing compassion with clarity, boldness with humility. It stands firm not for attention, but because the truth within you cannot be silenced. As this new version of you emerges, the energy around you will shift. People may not pinpoint the change, they will simply feel it. They will sense your peace in chaotic spaces, your stability in storms. They will turn to you not because you have all the answers, but because your light unsettles the darkness. What if this power is not something you grow into, but something you reclaim? Something you always had, but were too distracted, afraid, or broken to see. John chapter 14 verse 12 declares, "Whoever believes in me will do the works I have been doing, and they will do even greater things than these." This is not a metaphor. It is a mandate. Jesus called you not to admire him, but to continue his work. The authority he carried is extended to you, not to elevate your name, but to bring heaven closer to earth through your life. Consider Amanda Gorman, the young poet whose trembling yet powerful voice captivated a nation. She was not the loudest or the oldest, but she spoke with the clarity of someone who had claimed her calling. That is power, the kind that needs no permission, refuses to shrink, and shifts the atmosphere by standing in truth. Philippians chapter 4 verse 13 assures, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." That strength is not just for surviving hardship, it is for transforming it. Your presence was designed to shift environments, not conform to dysfunction. The chosen are not just lights, they are the spark of revival. What will you do now that you know this power awaits your full embrace? Will you hide behind false humility or step into the divine potential God placed within you? Stepping into your power is not arrogance, it is obedience. It is saying yes to the version of you written in heaven's blueprint, the one that leads, loves, heals, speaks, and shines not for applause, but because the world dims without your full awakening. People will notice the shift. Some will draw closer to your light. Others may step back unsure how to handle your authenticity. That is okay. Not everyone is meant to walk with you into your next chapter. Some were only part of your preparation. You have carried the mark of the chosen your whole life. It is why you felt things more deeply, why you could not ignore injustice, why you longed for something greater when others settled for less. That mark is not a burden. It is your confirmation. The world often mistakes success for fleeting applause, wealth, awards, likes, status. But deep in your soul, have you not always known there is something higher calling you? Your success was never meant to be measured by material gain, but by spiritual ascension. Colossians chapter 3 verse 2 reminds us, "Set your minds on things above, not on earthly things. This is your compass. What is unfolding is not about gaining the world, it is about aligning with heaven." Have you been chasing someone else's definition of success while your soul yearned for something deeper? God is not merely changing your life, He is awakening a new level of awareness within you. This divine shift invites you to rise into spiritual clarity, emotional maturity, and a powerful sense of purpose. You are being called to stop seeking outward and start expanding inward. The wealth coming to you is not money, it is capacity, a new way of seeing, hearing, speaking, and leading. And it has already begun. Look at Morgan Freeman, overlooked and dismissed for years, told success would never come. Yet he did not chase fame, he pursued preparation. When his moment arrived, he stepped into it with grace and gravitas, spiritually equipped to carry what others might have dropped. The same is true for you. This is not about arrival. It is about rising. Proverbs chapter 3, verses 13 to 14 states, "Blessed is the one who finds wisdom, for she is more profitable than silver and yields better returns than gold." Your spirit is ascending into a wealth the world cannot measure, wisdom, peace, divine presence. As it rises, your life's experience will transform. What once overwhelmed you will now empower you. What once confused you will now sharpen your vision, for the greatest abundance is clarity of purpose. Imagine no longer craving the world's validation because you know you are seen by God. This transformation is not theoretical. In just 7 days, this inner shift will begin to reflect in your outer reality. The energy around you will change. Sealed doors will open. Forced connections will flow naturally. You will realize you are not the same person who began this week. You have ascended not through effort, but through alignment. Isaiah chapter 60, verse 22 declares, "When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. That time is now." Your soul sensed it before your mind could grasp it. The pieces are falling into place. The life you felt was out of reach is becoming your reality, not because you forced it, but because you became it. How do you prepare? Release what no longer resonates. Loosen your grip on what you thought you needed. Open your hands to receive what heaven is pouring in. As your soul ascends, your desires will evolve. Fame will lose its allure. Approval will no longer tempt you. Instead, your heart will seek intimacy with God, clarity of mission, and a life of peace and purpose. Consider Greta Thunberg, whose strength lay not in age or resources, but in conviction. She stood firm in truth despite mockery, and her voice sparked a global awakening. That is what happens when you operate from spirit, not ego. Your presence ripples through reality in unexpected ways. Philippians chapter 1, verse 6 reaffirms, "He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus." God is not starting something, He is completing it. Every doubt, every silent cry, every delay was part of the preparation. Now the final seal is being placed on your breakthrough. You felt the sting of rejection, of being misunderstood, overlooked, unseen. You watched others take the spotlight while you lingered in the shadows. But that was not punishment, it was positioning. God hid you until the appointed time, and that time is now. Psalm chapter 118, verse 22 proclaims, "The stone the builders rejected has become the cornerstone. You once dismissed are now the one God will elevate, not for vengeance, but for divine purpose." What was rejection will become revelation. Those who misunderstood you will see clearly. You were set apart, not aside. Can you embrace your purpose without needing applause? Can you rise even if no one cheers? Your light is shining, and the world cannot ignore it. You no longer seek acceptance, it seeks you. As the divine timeline shifts, your spiritual and creative capacities are awakening fully. You will feel inspiration flowing like a current through your body. Your hands will feel capable, your thoughts will sharpen, your voice will carry weight. Why? Because your once scattered power is now focused. Consider Tyler Mitchell, the first black photographer to shoot a Vogue cover in its 125-year history. He did not follow others' paths. He carved his own with vision, boldness, and humility. That is the creativity and spiritual confidence you are invited into. Your uniqueness is not a flaw, it is your divine signature. 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 10 states, "These are the things God has revealed to us by His Spirit. The Spirit searches all things, even the deep things of God." Your gifts are not mere hobbies, they are sacred. Your creativity is prophetic. Your voice delivers. Your ideas are divine assignments. You are not stepping into change, you are transcending. The old identity is fading. The narrative of doubt, dimmed light, and questioned worth is gone. What remains is a soul ablaze, aligned with heaven, unshakable in clarity and courage. The truth is revealed, and it cannot be unseen. You have come too far, endured too much, grown too deeply to return to a lesser version of yourself. With your eyes open, what will you do with this clarity? What changes when you realize every pain, delay, and detour was not punishment, but preparation? John chapter 8, verse 32 tells us, "Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." That freedom is no longer a concept, it is your reality. Your next step is alignment. Have you noticed how everything you once clung to for identity is losing its grip? That the old labels, expectations, and roles no longer fit the shape of your evolving spirit? That is not confusion, it is divine realignment. It is your soul finally remembering its original assignment. God is not asking you to create your purpose, He is asking you to remember it. When Beyoncé was a rising artist, she faced rejection, setbacks, and industry politics. But she did not let those define her worth or path. She aligned with her inner truth, her God-given gift, and her calling to uplift and empower. What she built was not fame, it was a foundation. That same foundation is offered to you now. Not a stage built on applause, but a path rooted in purpose. Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 to 6 urges, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight." Submission is not weakness, it is trust. Trust that God knows where He leads you. Trust that you are not late. Trust that your purpose meets you here. Alignment requires letting go. Can you release familiar doubts? Can you silence the voice whispering, "You're not enough"? You were never meant to fit into a box of expectations. You were created to transform the world by walking in divine truth. The deeper you align with God's plan, the more effortlessly your life flows. Have you noticed how resistance fades when you embrace what is within you? Ephesians chapter 2, verse 10 declares, "For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus, to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do." That is your assignment, activating now. This season is not about striving harder, but flowing deeper. The resistance you felt was not failure, it was misalignment. Now, as your spirit syncs with your calling, everything shifts. Consider Trevor Noah, born during apartheid, labeled illegal for existing. Yet he turned his unique identity into a bridge between cultures and voices. He did not conform, he rose. You too are invited to stand out, not in rebellion, but in divine resonance. In the days ahead, your divine identity will become undeniable. You will no longer question who you are, you will remember. One morning you will wake not just feeling different, but being different. The mirror will reflect not just a face, but a mission. The lies that chained you, "I'm not ready, I'm not worthy, I'm not enough," will fall away like dead skin. Isaiah chapter 43 verse 1 states, "Do not fear, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by name. You are mine." That is your truth. You belong to no label, no judgment, no past mistake. You belong to the Creator who formed you with intentional fire and whispered a mission into your soul. Your life is not random, it is a divine equation, and the answer is now clear. Why you faced what you faced, why you did not fit in, why doors stayed closed despite your pleas. It all resolves into clarity, strength, and boldness. But the greatest question is this: now that you know who you are, will you live like it? Oprah Winfrey said, "When you know better, you do better. But when you know who you are, you walk differently. You speak from purpose. You breathe with intention. You no longer perform, you proclaim. That is your calling now." Romans chapter 8 verse 14 tells us, "For those who are led by the Spirit of God are the children of God. Your guidance is internal, not external. You are not wandering, you are led. The path is not just forming, it rises to meet your faith. Your divine identity is this. You were never created to be small or silent. You were created to carry a frequency the world has never heard. Now let it resound. As you enter this season, expect the old to fall away effortlessly. Relationships will shift. Perspectives will evolve, opportunities will align with supernatural precision. You no longer attract from lack, you draw from truth, and truth pulls in all that belongs to it. This revelation ignites a holy fire within you. You will no longer settle, shrink, or seek permission to be what God has declared you to be. You have crossed a spiritual threshold. There is no turning back. The chains of insecurity, fear, and shame are ready to fall, not because you became strong, but because you stopped pretending to be weak. The truth was always there. Now you are ready to live it. The future before you is not small, predictable, or safe. It is divine, vast, and ready to be claimed. Can you feel it, the edges of your reality stretching, urging you beyond what feels familiar, but no longer fulfills? That pressure is not worldly, it is heavenly. God is expanding your capacity, inviting you through destiny's doorway. Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11 reminds us, "For I know the plans I have for you," declares, "The Lord plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." That future is not distant, it is knocking now. What holds you back? Fear of failure or success? The echo of voices urging safety or your own doubts, whispering you are not ready? Be honest. You have lived under a ceiling. God never set built by fear, past pain, and false identities. But God is here to shatter that ceiling, inviting you to breathe the air of true freedom rooted in internal surrender, not external permission. Look at Taraji P. Henson, who did not break out until her 30s, a single mother with no shortcuts. She refused to let timing or statistics stop her. She stepped forward in faith, and God met her with opportunity, not just success, but divine ordination. That same ordination awaits you. Will you release excuses and step into your divine next? Mark chapter 10 verse 27 declares, "With man this is impossible, but not with God. All things are possible with God." What if the only barrier to your breakthrough is your choice to believe God's promise? Breaking free does not mean a challenge-free road. It means the chains no longer define your journey. You are not circling. You are walking in covenant into a future authored in eternity, whispered into your soul before your first breath. As the fog clears, your vision shifts. Missed chances reveal themselves as divine redirections. Closed doors become sacred protection. God was not punishing you, He was positioning you. Now you stand at the threshold of all that awaits. Galatians chapter 5 verse 1 reminds us, "It is for freedom that Christ has set us free. Stand firm then, and do not let yourselves be burdened again by a yoke of slavery." The slavery of limitation, waiting, and fear ends here. The moment to act is not someday, it is today. Consider Ava DuVernay, who directed her first feature film at 32, becoming the first Black woman to direct a Best Picture Oscar-nominated film. She refused societal timelines moving when her calling was clear. Her work is not just creative, it is prophetic. That same anointing rests on you to stop waiting and start building, creating, declaring. How long will you delay what God has declared? What if this moment is the door to your destiny? Isaiah chapter 61 verse 1 commands, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord rises upon you. You are not waiting for the light, you are the light." Arise, move boldly, even if the details are unclear. God does not need your full understanding, only your willingness. You may say, "I'll move when I'm ready," but God says you're ready when you move. Faith meets you on the road, not before the first step. Confirmation comes through obedience, not as a prerequisite for comfort. You are equipped beyond what you realize. Heaven did not send you underprepared. The strength, wisdom, vision, and endurance are hidden beneath hesitation. The season of hiding is finished. 2 Timothy chapter 1 verse 6 encourages fan into flame the gift of God which is in you. That gift is not dormant, it simmers ready to blaze in full purpose. This is not a suggestion, it is a divine summons to stop hesitating and start pursuing. The breakthrough you have prayed for is not delayed, it awaits your action. As you move, everything responds. Relationships align, resources flow. Your body, mind, and spirit sync with a clarity and energy you have not felt in years. This is not chance, it is confirmation. Look at Simu Liu, who auditioned in obscurity for years, nearly giving up. Then he became Marvel's first Asian superhero, reshaping representation for generations. He did not wait for certainty, he prepared in the shadows, ready when the call came. Your story mirrors this. Every quiet moment has been sacred preparation for sudden elevation. This is the end of delay, the dawn of destiny. No more waiting for the right time. The time is now. The call is made. The door is unlocked. God does not ask for fearlessness, He asks for faithfulness. Your breakthrough does not need more time. It needs your movement. As you take this bold step of faith, expect the atmosphere to shift. Doors once immovable will swing open. Unexpected conversations will find you. Resources, connections, and clarity will align as obedience answers God's call. Deuteronomy chapter 28 verses 1-2. Promises. If you fully obey the Lord your God, all these blessings will come on you and accompany you. Obedience is not striving, it is trusting, and trust is the currency of miracles. Pause and ask, what if everything you have prayed for is already prepared, waiting for your first step? Hesitation has stolen opportunities that are yours. Doubt has posed as wisdom, fear as logic. But that season is over. You do not need another sign, you need courage. God does not ask for perfection, but participation. When you act, heaven responds. Look at Misty Copeland, told her body was wrong for ballet, facing rejection and ridicule. Yet she stepped forward, bold, uncertain, but obedient to her gift. Today, she is the first African-American principal ballerina at the American Ballet Theatre. Her leap redefined possibility for others. Your leap carries the same generational impact. Psalm chapter 37 verse 23 states, "The Lord makes firm the steps of the one who delights in him." Do not fear where your feet lead, trust the one guiding them. You are not stepping into the unknown, you are stepping into alignment, into what was written for you before time began. There is one final layer of breakthrough often overlooked, a spiritual key many avoid because it feels too heavy, painful, or costly. That key is forgiveness. You cannot fully step into your future while chained to the past. Matthew chapter 6 verse 14 reminds us, "For if you forgive other people when they sin against you, your heavenly Father will also forgive you." This is not just a command, it is an invitation to freedom, healing, and wholeness. The resentment and bitterness you have held on to are not shields, they are poisons. The antidote is forgiveness. Forgiveness is not easy, especially when wounds cut deep. Perhaps you were betrayed, abandoned, or lied to. Maybe someone left you when you needed them most. Forgiving them does not mean they were right or your pain was invalid. It means choosing healing over hostility, freedom over fixation. That choice will transform your life. Consider Nelson Mandela, imprisoned for 27 years. Upon release, he chose not vengeance, but vision, leading his nation through reconciliation. Forgiveness was not weakness, it was power. That same power is offered to you. Ephesians chapter 4 verses 31-32 instructs, "Get rid of all bitterness, forgiving each other just as in Christ God forgave you." Bitterness has eroded your peace, creativity, and clarity. Release it, and your heart will make space for blessings waiting to arrive. Unforgiveness blocks flow, slows divine momentum, clouds vision. But true forgiveness restores heaven's wind to your sails. You breathe deeper, walk lighter, and the future feels present. What are you still holding? Whose name stirs anger in your heart? Who must you release not for their sake, but for yours? Mark chapter 11 verse 25 states, When you stand praying, if you hold anything against anyone, forgive them, so that your Father in heaven may forgive you your sins. This is not transactional. It is transformational. You forgive not to earn love, but because you are already loved despite your flaws. Now pass that love forward. As chains fall, expect to feel different. You will wake without the weight, see your reflection through purpose, not pain. You will hear God more clearly as bitterness's static clears from your spiritual frequency. You have prayed for breakthroughs and open doors. Now God reveals the key is internal. Forgiveness is the door, obedience, the step, freedom, the reward. Take that step, release it all, move forward with faith and forgiveness, for your next chapter demands both. This time you will not miss it. As the divine announcement of God's decision unfolds, marking your moment of awakening and alignment, a new chapter begins tonight. Chosen ones. The transformation God has decreed is not only spiritual, but physical, as He prepares to upgrade your body for the divine purpose ahead. Stay awake, for this sacred shift is happening now, building on the foundation of His call to rise. Tonight is not just another night on the calendar. It is a divine turning point that heaven itself has waited for. This is not a coincidence or some random stirring in your soul. God has orchestrated this moment long before you even understood who you were. The chapter that is closing was never meant to be permanent, and the chapter opening now is not just new, it is sacred. This is the night your spiritual journey breaks into a whole new dimension. What once felt distant and impossible is now being drawn into alignment with God's timing for your life. You chosen one have reached a spiritual threshold. It is the place where the old version of yourself fades into the background and the person God destined you to be begins to emerge in full clarity. Can you feel it, that quiet shaking within, that subtle but powerful realization that something irreversible is happening within you? This is no ordinary transformation. This is the fulfillment of a divine decree, a transition written not just in the stars, but inscribed into your very soul before you were even born. Genesis chapter 32, verses 24 to 28 recounts the story of Jacob alone at night, wrestling with an angel until dawn. Jacob was not just fighting for answers, he was wrestling for his transformation. When the morning came, he walked away, changed both spiritually and physically, with a new identity and a new name: Israel. What if tonight is your pineal moment? What if the wrestling you've endured was never punishment, but preparation for the name, purpose, and power God is now bestowing upon you? You may not fully grasp what's happening within your body or spirit right now, and you're not meant to understand it all. Transformation often arrives before comprehension. Trust that the Spirit of God is leading every cell in your body, every thought in your mind, every stir in your heart. This upgrade is tailored just for you, not because you earned it, but because you were called for it. Every prayer you've whispered, every tear you've cried, every silent moment of surrender, God has collected them all and used them to mold the version of you that is now being revealed. This isn't just about a mindset shift or spiritual enlightenment. This is physical. Your body is beginning to align with higher frequencies. The carbon-based structure you've known all your life is being gently recoded into something extraordinary. A crystalline body capable of housing the fullness of divine energy. Sound unbelievable. Exodus chapter 34, verses 29 to 30 states, "When Moses came down from Mount Sinai, his face was radiant because he had spoken with the Lord. When Aaron and all the Israelites saw Moses, his face was radiant, and they were afraid to come near him." What if that same radiance is now beginning to shine through you? This isn't fantasy. It's divine reality. But as with all births, it comes with labor. You may feel emotional waves, random aches, or sudden fatigue. These aren't signs that something's wrong. They are signs that something sacred is being activated. Like a caterpillar in its cocoon, your discomfort is proof of the wings being formed in secret. Are you willing to let go of the old skin so you can rise in your new glory? Real-life transformational moments often begin in silence. Eckhart Tolle. The spiritual teacher, known worldwide, once described how he experienced a radical spiritual awakening during one night of intense despair. He said, "I couldn't live with myself any longer." Then it struck him. Who was this self he couldn't live with? That moment of breakdown became the beginning of his breakthrough. Could it be that your discomfort tonight is not the end of you, but the end of the false you? So the divine you can finally arise. Even now, your body is becoming more attuned, lighter, more responsive to divine signals, more sensitive to the frequencies that govern the spiritual realm. You're not just shifting emotionally or spiritually. You're stepping into a new dimension of existence. What used to weigh you down, fear, doubt, shame, judgment, is falling off like chains that were never meant to stay. Haven't you always felt it? Since childhood, that sense of being different, that you didn't quite belong in the same way others seemed to. You were never meant to blend in. That loneliness you carried was a signpost, not a curse. The rejection was redirection. People may have labeled you strange, intense, too deep, or too sensitive, but they were speaking from their dimension, not yours. They couldn't decode your mission because they were never assigned to understand it. Just like Joseph's brothers couldn't see the dreamer's destiny even as he wore the coat of many colors, you were being trained in secret, molded through hardship, refined through fire. Just like Joseph, you were misunderstood until the moment your true purpose was unveiled. Now is that moment. The question isn't, are you ready? The real question is, will you embrace who you've always been beneath the layers? Will you walk through this divine upgrade with faith, even if your mind can't make sense of it yet? Will you step forward tonight, not because you feel confident, but because you know you've been called? The heavens are watching. The angels are standing by. God is whispering to your soul. This is the night I transform everything. Now, as the veil between your spiritual and physical self begins to dissolve, something miraculous is unfolding within you. You are not merely witnessing change, you are the change. Tonight, you are being gently ushered into a reality that is far more expansive, deeply interconnected, and overflowing with divine love than anything your past self could have fathomed. This isn't just a good moment, it's a sacred appointment. You have been divinely selected to walk through this exact transformation at this precise time. Can you sense it? The pull of something greater calling you forward, the tugging in your soul that tells you without words, this is it. The moment you've been prepared for your entire life. God does not operate on randomness. This shift is the unfolding of destiny. You, God's chosen one, are being awakened to the truth of your identity. You are not just a person. You are a being of radiant light, born of divine love, created in the image of unity itself. Romans chapter 8 verse 19 confirms, "For the creation waits in eager expectation for the children of God to be revealed." That revelation is happening in you right now. As you shed the old beliefs and bodily limitations, you're rising into that truth, no longer hidden, no longer confined, but revealed alive in your divine nature. Your body, this sacred temple, is undergoing a remarkable metamorphosis. The heaviness of the past, the density of fear, shame, and unworthiness is falling away. Though it may feel like things are breaking down, what's really happening is breaking open. Your carbon-based structure, the very composition that once tied you to this material world, is being transformed. You are shifting into what some mystics have called a crystalline body. One more attuned to heavenly frequencies, one capable of transmitting and receiving divine energy with clarity. Think of it like the process of a caterpillar becoming a butterfly. The cocoon doesn't just open overnight. Inside, the old form dissolves. It melts down. Cells restructure. Shape reforms. Through what appears to be disintegration, beauty is born. So let me ask you this. Could the aching you feel be the echo of wings being formed? Could the fatigue, the buzzing, the tears all be signs that you are being readied for flight? This moment is sacred. Even when it feels unfamiliar, fatigue may come. Headaches, emotional waves. But remember, what you're feeling is not a breakdown. It's a breakthrough. Your cells are learning to breathe differently. Your energy is aligning with heaven. Be kind to yourself. Whisper prayers of gratitude over your body. Speak life into your transformation. Be patient with the process, because every discomfort is proof that something holy is happening. You are not falling apart. You are falling into purpose. Consider this. Jesus didn't reveal his glorified body until after he had endured the cross and risen again. Luke chapter 24, verse 31 mentions, "Then their eyes were opened, and they recognized him, and he disappeared from their sight." The disciples on the road to Emmaus did not even recognize him until he broke bread with them. Transformation always comes with mystery. Sometimes even those closest to you won't understand what's happening in you because your new self is being birthed from a realm they have not yet tasted. Your purification is necessary. And this purification is not about becoming someone new, but about returning to who you've always been. Your body has long supported you through trials, storms, and victories, but now it is evolving. What once kept you grounded is now lifting you higher. You are transitioning from being simply alive to becoming illuminated. Crystals, unlike carbon, reflect and refract light, and that is what your being is beginning to do. Your cravings may shift. You may feel drawn to foods full of life fruits that hold sunlight, vegetables that echo creation. This isn't a diet. It's divine design. Your body is recalibrating, tuning itself to heaven's frequency. Even Nikola Tesla, the visionary inventor known for tapping into unseen energy fields, once said, "If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy frequency and vibration." What if your body is now learning to live by those same divine frequencies? As you enter this new phase of spiritual awakening, your transformation extends beyond the physical. It's a full consciousness realignment. The fears that once haunted you, the doubts that held you hostage, the scarcity mindset that dimmed your light, they're being traded for something higher. Love radiance, divine unity. You're moving from the third-dimensional world of matter into the realms of higher vibration where truth flows freely and love is the dominant frequency. This is the world your soul remembers, the home you've longed for, even if you couldn't name it. Pause and ask yourself, have you ever felt a knowing that couldn't be explained? A memory not tied to this lifetime, a sense that you were created for something that goes beyond success, beyond survival, beyond even spiritual insight. You're not imagining it. That knowing is real. It is God whispering to your soul. Come higher. Tonight is not just the beginning of a better version of you. It is the awakening of your eternal self. Let it happen. Let yourself rise. You are awakening now to a deeper truth, a sacred reality where all things are divinely connected. What once felt separate and distant is now revealing itself as one vast flowing energy, all anchored in spirit. As your awareness rises, your perception begins to shift. You no longer see the world as fixed or fragmented. Instead, you begin to see the divine fabric behind everything, a universe woven together with light, intention, and love. What used to feel solid now reveals itself as fluid and full of life. This is not fantasy. It's spiritual sight finally coming into focus. Can you feel the difference? The way your thoughts seem to carry more weight, the way your presence feels charged with new clarity. Romans chapter 8 verse 5 explains, those who live according to the flesh have their minds set on what the flesh desires. But those who live in accordance with the Spirit have their mind set on what the Spirit desires. Your mind is being set free. As this higher frequency begins to pulse through your being, you'll start to notice the world around you responding in kind. People, events, and even nature will feel different, more alive, more responsive, more in tune. The veil between the material and spiritual realms is thinning. You may begin to feel as though you're living in two worlds at once, and in many ways you are. The physical world doesn't disappear, but you begin to see it through new eyes, eyes touched by spirit eyes that see beneath the surface. But this awakening does not come without challenge. With new vision comes the necessity of releasing the old thought patterns, limiting beliefs, emotional wounds and behaviors that no longer resonate with your higher self. These must be surrendered. Will you be willing to let go of what you once clung to so you can fully embrace what God is trying to hand you now? This letting go might feel like loss, but in truth, it is the divine making room for something greater. Luke chapter 5 verses 37-38 states, "No one pours new wine into old wineskins. Otherwise, the new wine will burst the skins. The wine will run out, and the wineskins will be ruined. No new wine must be poured into new wineskins. You, dear chosen one, are becoming the new wineskin, and the spiritual wine God is preparing to pour into you is too sacred for the containers of your past." As your vibration shifts, the signs will not be just spiritual, they will be physical. You may begin to feel unusual sensations tingling in your hands and feet, a lightness in your limbs or waves of warmth moving through your body. These are not symptoms of illness, they are sacred signals. Your very cells are aligning with a higher frequency, recalibrating to match the energy of divine love and truth. You are not imagining this, you are awakening. Emotionally too, you will feel the difference. Your heart may soften. Tears may come more freely, not from sorrow, but from a sense of deep connection to the world and the people in it. You may find yourself overwhelmed by beauty in the simplest of things, the way sunlight filters through trees, the sound of laughter, the quiet moments of stillness. This is your empathy expanding. Your soul is remembering its oneness with all creation. Maya Angelou, the late poet and civil rights activist, once said, "We are more alike, my friends, than we are unalike." As your frequency shifts, you'll feel the truth of that more than ever. You'll begin to recognize yourself in others, not just those who agree with you, but even those who challenge you, yet you'll feel the pull to rise above judgment and lean into love. Why? Because love is your true frequency now. With that elevation comes separation. Not everyone will understand what you're going through. Some people in your life may no longer resonate with you. Conversations that once felt nourishing may now feel draining. Environments that once excited you may now feel stifling. This is not rejection, it's redirection. Genesis chapter 12 verse 1 recounts, "The Lord had said to Abram, 'Go from your country, your people, and your father's household to the land I will show you.'" You too are being led away from what is familiar into what is divinely appointed. Will you have the courage to walk away from what no longer serves your growth? Will you release the old connections, even if it means walking alone for a while, knowing that God is walking beside you every step of the way? This vibrational elevation is sacred. It is personal and it cannot be rushed. No one else may understand the depth of what you're experiencing, but take comfort in this. God understands. The Spirit understands. Those who are also chosen will recognize your frequency and be drawn to you not by effort, but by resonance. You are being prepared for a new season of unity, a life where your thoughts, words, emotions, and actions vibrate in harmony with divine will, where love is no longer a concept, but a force that flows through you. This is what it means to become one with the Spirit, to not just believe in God, but to become the vessel through which God's presence flows. Embrace the tingling, embrace the solitude, embrace the shifts, because they are all proof that you are being transformed into the radiant being you were always meant to be. As you move forward, remember you are not just awakening, you are being reborn. One of the most sacred elements of your transformation is the divine shift from separation to sacred unity. For generations, humanity has been trapped in a mindset of duality. Us versus them. Light battling darkness, right fighting wrong. But now God is calling you, His chosen one, into a new way of seeing, living, and being. As your body is upgraded into its crystalline form, your perception begins to shift from conflict to connection, from division to divine wholeness. Have you started to feel it? The subtle yet powerful pull toward something more, something eternal. In this new vibrational state, you begin to see the world not as fragmented, but as one seamless tapestry woven together by God's presence. The illusion of separation fades, and you start to feel, perhaps for the first time, that everything is intimately connected. John chapter 17 verse 21 records Jesus' prayer. that all of them may be one, Father, just as you are in me and I am in you. You are now stepping into the reality of that oneness. You are no longer merely human. You are divine consciousness in form walking this earth with divine purpose. Think about it. What if your enemies, your setbacks, even your deepest pains were never separate from your path, but essential parts of the same divine plan that's now unlocking in you? As your frequency rises, you will recognize the divinity, not just within yourself, but within every living thing. The love of Christ within you will shine so brightly that others can't help but feel it. The beauty of this awakening is that it doesn't just bless you, it radiates outward, gently awakening others to the same truth. This revelation may stretch your mind and heart. You may feel conflicted as old ways of thinking begin to unravel. But what follows is peace beyond understanding. When you grasp that all is one and that love is the highest law of the universe, you stop striving and start aligning. Love, not fear, becomes your compass. 1 John chapter 4, verse 18 affirms, "There is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear." You begin to realize that embodying love is the most powerful alignment with God's will. Your new crystalline body isn't merely a physical shift. It is spiritual architecture being rewritten. It is a vessel of divine energy capable of channeling spiritual frequencies that were once beyond your reach. Exodus chapter 34, verse 29 states, "When Moses came down from Mount Sinai, his face was radiant because he had spoken with the Lord." Your very presence begins to carry light that transcends earthly understanding. This body of light is not limited by the constraints of the material world. It is resilient, adaptive, and highly sensitive to the vibrations of heaven itself. Have you noticed a difference already? A lightness in your spirit, a sudden burst of clarity. These are not coincidences. As you embrace this divine transformation, you may feel more alive, more energized, and more attuned to the unseen. This evolution is not merely for your health, but for your mission. The crystalline body is a bridge connecting you to realms of spirit where your true instructions await. You are stepping into the body that will carry you into your next assignment from God. As you move deeper into this transformation, you may encounter unusual symptoms physically, emotionally, even mentally. Don't panic. These are not signs that something is wrong. They are signs that something sacred is being born. Your fatigue, your body aches, your shifting appetite. These are your cells recalibrating for the higher frequency you are stepping into. It's the divine renovation of your temple. Romans chapter 12, verse 2 instructs, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." Even your emotions may fluctuate wildly. You might feel bursts of inexplicable joy or sudden waves of sadness. These aren't setbacks, they are sacred releases. Your emotional field is aligning with your soul's vibration. Mentally, your thoughts may become sharper, your intuition deeper, and your visions more vivid. Like the prophet Daniel, who received dreams and visions that revealed divine mysteries as noted in Daniel chapter 7, verse 1. You too are being equipped to receive heaven's whispers in your waking life. Steve Jobs, the visionary co-founder of Apple who revolutionized the way the world communicates, once said, "The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do." That crazy conviction, the unwavering belief that something greater lies within you, is the same divine fire now being activated inside your very cells. What if your spiritual awakening isn't just about personal healing, but about impacting the world in ways you've only begun to imagine? Jobs often spoke of following intuition, describing how he trusted invisible threads, pulling him toward purpose. Similarly, you may now feel guided by a force beyond logic, a knowing beyond reasoning. Could it be that this inner pull is your spirit responding to God's divine upgrade, preparing you to lead, to inspire, to break barriers others are too afraid to face? This journey is not about perfection, it's about progression. You're not here by accident. God is upgrading your body tonight because you're being prepared for the next phase of your purpose. Stay awake. Stay in the light. Stay in the awareness of who you truly are, because the world is about to witness the unveiling of a chosen one, and that chosen one is you. One of the most powerful and undeniable signs that God is upgrading your body is the sudden shift in your cravings, not just emotionally or spiritually, but physically. Have you noticed that your taste for food is changing almost without explanation? It's not a coincidence. As your energy begins to rise and your vibration aligns with divine frequencies, your body instinctively begins to reject what no longer nourishes your higher self. You may find yourself naturally turning away from heavy processed or artificial foods that once satisfied you and instead feeling drawn to vibrant, life-filled foods. Fresh fruits, organic vegetables, living greens, and pure water. These high vibrational foods aren't just good for your health, they are aligned with your new crystalline frequency. Your body is being restructured on a cellular level, and it now craves substances that carry light and life. Genesis chapter 1 verse 29 declares, "Then God said, I give you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth, and every tree that has fruit with seed in it. They will be yours for food." This was not only a provision, but a reflection of divine design food as living energy. What if your new appetite is a divine signal pointing you back to the garden's blueprint? This craving isn't simply about physical nutrition, it's about spiritual alignment. The foods you're being called to consume are now vehicles for divine energy. They don't just fuel your body, they support your ascension. As you continue to awaken and evolve, these foods will help your body maintain its spiritual resonance. Think of them as tuning forks, keeping your system in harmony with love, light, and truth. Can you sense how each bite affects your mood, your thoughts, your clarity? That's not imagination. It's evidence of your transformation. Even famous people who experience profound internal awakenings have reported these same changes. Actress and humanitarian Angelina Jolie once shared that during periods of spiritual and emotional breakthrough, she found herself simplifying her diet dramatically, saying, "I started to eat less of what was easy and more of what gave me energy. I needed to feel alive, and heavy foods weighed me down." You too are being awakened, not just emotionally, but physically, and your body is guiding you toward what your soul needs to rise in this sacred season of change. Another sign may surprise you. Your sleep is changing too. Have you recently felt the need for deeper rest? Maybe you're sleeping longer, or waking from dreams that feel more like visions. This is not laziness or fatigue. It's divine realignment. Your spirit is working with your body in ways your conscious mind can't always grasp. Psalm chapter 127 verse 2 states, "He grants sleep to those he loves." While you rest, heaven works. Your dreams may begin to shift in tone and texture. What once felt like random stories may now carry powerful spiritual meaning. You may see faces, symbols, or scenarios that seem to speak directly to your journey. Do you ever wake up feeling like you were somewhere else, speaking with someone unseen? That's because your soul is now more connected to the higher realms. During sleep, you are being visited, guided, trained. Just as God spoke to Joseph through dreams, revealing future events and preparing him for divine assignment, as described in Genesis chapter 37, verses 5 to 10. He is now using your rest as a portal of communication. Don't dismiss these dream encounters. Even if they seem mysterious, write them down, reflect on them, and ask for wisdom. These nighttime messages are part of the blueprint being revealed for your next season. This is a time of divine intimacy. Chosen one, right now, in this very moment, something extraordinary is taking place deep within the core of your being. Your body is no longer merely flesh and blood sustained by natural food. It is being flooded, saturated, and nourished by pure living light straight from the throne room of God. Your soul is not simply processing thoughts and emotions. It is feasting at the banquet table of divine revelation, drinking deeply from rivers of wisdom and understanding that the natural mind has never tasted. You are not undergoing a minor adjustment or a temporary glow-up. You are ascending. You are rising into a higher dimension of existence, a higher frequency of glory, where the limitations of the old, you are being burned away like morning mist before the rising sun. Your physical temple, the very house in which your spirit dwells, is being completely renovated, rebuilt, and upgraded from the foundation up so that it can contain and carry a far greater measure of spiritual authority, power, and presence than it has ever held before. Every cell is being recalibrated. Every strand of DNA that bears the signature of heaven is being awakened and switched on. As you continue to eat from the table that the Father himself has prepared for you in the presence of your enemies, as you continue to rest in the everlasting arms of the Almighty, something shifts permanently. You are no longer being prepared merely to survive the battles ahead. You are being forged, refined, and commissioned to walk in absolute dominion, to rule and reign in life through the one who loved you and gave himself for you. Pay very close attention now, chosen ones. Begin to listen with new ears to the language your own body is speaking. Notice the dreams that linger long after you awake, vivid, weighty, and alive with color and meaning. Notice the quiet whispers that rise from the depths of your soul in the stillness of the night when the world finally falls silent. That is not random noise. That is not indigestion or imagination. That is your Creator, the Ancient of Days, the one who knit you together in your mother's womb, leaning in close and speaking directly into the secret chambers of your heart. The upgrade is not coming, it has already begun. The call is going forth across every fiber of your being. Rise. Rise into who you have always been in the realm of the Spirit. Rise and take your place. As this sacred ascension continues, you will notice your energy field and your perception beginning to shift in ways that may catch you completely off guard at first. Perhaps you have already started seeing the world differently. Maybe streetlights flicker when you walk past them, or the colors of the sky seem richer, deeper, almost pulsating with life. Maybe you catch movement out of the corner of your eye that vanishes the moment you turn, or you feel a sudden warmth, a tangible presence in rooms that used to feel cold and empty. These are not tricks of tired eyes. These are not coincidences. These are the first gentle tears in the fabric of the veil that has separated the natural realm from the spiritual realm for far too long. What you are experiencing, chosen one, is the deliberate thinning of that veil. Your spiritual sight is being cleansed, sharpened, and awakened. For years you have walked by faith and not by sight, but now faith and sight are beginning to merge into one glorious revelation. You are starting to see not just with the limited rods and cones of physical eyes, but with the eyes of your heart, the eyes of your spirit, the eyes that Enoch used when he walked with God, the eyes that Ezekiel used when heaven opened and he saw visions of God. This is the same opening of eyes that happened centuries ago on a lonely mountain when Elisha prayed for his terrified servant. 2 Kings chapter 6 verse 17 records that simple yet earth-shattering prayer: "Open his eyes, Lord, so that he may see." And in an instant, the young man's vision was flooded with the blazing reality of the invisible realm. Suddenly he saw that the hills were alive with horses and chariots of fire, surrounding them, far outnumbering the enemy army that had come to capture them. Chosen one, that same prayer has been answered over you tonight. Your eyes are being opened. The invisible armies that have always been encamped around you are beginning to step out of the shadows into plain view. The angelic hosts that have guarded your bloodline, your purpose, and your destiny are no longer content to remain completely unseen. They are allowing themselves to be glimpsed, felt, and known. You may notice a soft shimmer in the atmosphere, like heat rising from pavement on a summer day. Only this heat carries peace instead of discomfort. You may catch quick flashes of brilliant light that have no natural source, geometric patterns that dance across your vision when your eyes are closed in prayer, or silhouettes of towering beings whose very presence makes the air feel charged with electricity and reverence. Do not be afraid. Do not dismiss it. Do not medicate it away or call it fatigue. You are not losing your grip on reality. You are finally gaining it. You are being given access to the language of heaven, a language written not in words but in waves of light, pulses of energy, and currents of pure revelation. At first, these encounters may feel fleeting, almost shy, like a deer testing whether it is safe to step into the clearing. But as you lean in, as you give thanks, as you steward these sacred moments with awe and honor, instead of fear or skepticism, The manifestations will grow bolder, clearer, more frequent. What begins as a flicker will become a flame. What begins as a whisper will become a roar. What begins as a glimpse will become full revelation. Chosen one, this is not the end of the process. This is only the doorway. Your body is becoming a perfected house of glory. Your soul is becoming a perfected reflector of truth. Your spirit is already seated with Christ in heavenly places, and now the physical and spiritual dimensions of who you are finally coming into alignment. The upgrade is irreversible. The awakening is permanent. The dominion that has been reserved for you since before time began is now being released. So breathe deeply, stand tall, open your spiritual eyes wide. The realm you have prayed to see is unveiling itself, and you were born for such a time as this. Welcome to the beginning of the rest of your supernatural life, chosen one. The light you now carry is not meant to be hidden. It is meant to transform everything it touches. Why would God grant you this gift now? Because you are being prepared for something far greater than what the material world can offer. Many chosen ones throughout history have reported similar awakenings. Consider Sadhu Sundar Singh, a former Sikh who became a Christian mystic in early 20th century India. After an intense period of spiritual seeking, he began to experience radiant visions of Christ and the angelic realms. He often described the world as a shadow compared to the vibrancy of the spiritual dimension. Just like you, he had to learn to trust what his heart was seeing, even when his mind could not comprehend it. As your frequency rises, the world around you will begin to feel less solid, less fixed. You'll begin to perceive the energetic fabric that holds all things together, the interconnected web of divine intelligence that sustains everything. Isn't it remarkable to consider that what we once thought of as reality is only a small sliver of the truth? 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 18 explains, "So we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen, since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal." Your eyes are now beginning to fix themselves in eternity. But let's be honest, transformation is rarely comfortable. The more you begin to awaken, the more disoriented you may feel. You might experience moments of confusion, deep questioning, or emotional overwhelm. At times, it may feel like the ground beneath your feet is shifting, as if you're no longer certain of anything. This uncertainty, though uncomfortable, is not a mistake. It is holy. Why? Because confusion is the sacred space between who you were and who you are becoming. In this in-between space, God does his most intimate work. Just as the Israelites wandered in the wilderness before reaching the promised land, so too must you walk through the unknown. But remember, the cloud by day and the fire by night were always with them, guiding, protecting, and revealing the way forward. Have you noticed signs, synchronicities, or moments of divine timing lately? These are your pillar of cloud and fire, marking the path even when clarity feels distant. It's okay to question what you're going through. It's okay to have doubts. Even Jesus in his humanity cried out in the garden, as Mark chapter 14 verse 34 records, "My soul is overwhelmed with sorrow to the point of death." Yet even in his agony, he surrendered fully to the Father's will. Can you find the courage to do the same, to embrace the chaos as holy, to accept the confusion as the doorway to clarity, because soon the fog will lift. Your sight will sharpen. What once confused you will become your greatest source of wisdom. Your current uncertainty is simply God's invitation to walk by faith and not by sight. The truth is being revealed layer by sacred layer. You are not alone in this. All across the world, other chosen ones are rising, awakening, and walking through similar transitions. You are part of a divine remnant, a spiritual family being prepared for something monumental. Keep your heart open, stay receptive, trust the process, even when it feels messy. Before long, everything will come into focus, and you'll realize that God never left your side. Chosen ones, pause everything you are doing and feel the weight of this moment, because tonight is not just another ordinary night that fades into the blur of routine. Tonight is set apart. Tonight is holy. Tonight is the divine appointment your spirit has been groaning for, without words, the exact hour that heaven has been counting down to ever since the foundations of your destiny were laid in the councils of eternity. After every tear you cried in secret, after every season of confusion that left you questioning everything, after every trial that felt like it would break you, after every midnight prayer whispered through clenched teeth when hope was only a flicker, after every lonely stretch of road where it seemed no one truly saw you. This is the threshold you have finally reached. You are not simply stepping into a slightly improved version of your old life. You are crossing over into the real you. The you that God beheld with fierce love before you ever drew breath, the you that existed in his heart when the morning stars sang together and all the angels shouted for joy. Can you feel it rising like a tide in your spirit, that quiet yet undeniable knowing that something massive, something irreversible is shifting beneath your feet, that gentle pressure in your chest, that electric hum in the atmosphere around you? It is not imagination. It is not emotion. It is the Spirit of the living God breathing on the embers of your calling and causing them to blaze into holy fire. This moment did not sneak up on heaven. It is the direct harvest of every yes you gave when saying no would have been easier. It is the reward for every time you chose faith when fear screamed louder. It is the breakthrough that was birthed from every moment you refused to curse God and die even when your circumstances begged you to. You are now stepping out of the wilderness of preparation and into the promised land of manifestation. You are entering a realm where love is no longer a concept but a constant atmosphere, where light does not flicker but burns unquenchably, where unity with the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit becomes as natural as breathing. Fear is losing its address. Separation is being evicted. Shame is being evicted. Every lie that ever tried to rename you is being silenced tonight. This transformation is not a goal you still have to strive for. It is your birthright being restored. It is not a crown you must earn. It is a crown that has already been fitted to your head in the Spirit, waiting only for your soul to catch up. The only question left is whether you will fling the door wide open with both arms or stand hesitating on the threshold, afraid of your own glory. Remember Jacob alone by the river Jabbok. He wrestled all night with a man he could not defeat, yet he refused to let go until blessing came. And when the first light of dawn broke, he limped away. Forever changed, carrying a new name, a new identity, a new destiny. Genesis chapter 32 verses 24 through 28 tells the story plainly. And tonight, that same story is being written over you. You have wrestled. You have held on. You have refused to release the angel of breakthrough, and now heaven is renaming you. The old labels are falling away. The old limitations are being shattered. You are being redefined, re-identified, recommissioned by the only one whose opinion actually matters. This is not the final chapter of an old story. This is page 1 of an entirely new volume penned by the author and finisher of your faith. From this night forward, your days will not merely happen to you like random events you have to endure. They will unfold through you as co-laborers with Christ. Each sunrise, a fresh page where miracles are the ink and purpose is the plot. Your spiritual eyes are opening wider. Your ears are being tuned to frequencies you never noticed before. Your choices are beginning to carry the weight of eternity because they are flowing from a heart that is finally fully aligned with the heartbeat of God. Every step you take from this moment on is being personally guided by the sovereign hand that measured the oceans and hung the stars. You may not yet see the full blueprint, but trust the architect. He never builds without purpose, and he never wastes a single detail. Chosen one, if this word is burning in your spirit right now, do not let it stay contained inside you. Hit the like button as an act of agreement with heaven. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you stay locked into the frequency of revelation that is pouring out in this hour. Share this message with at least one other person who needs to be reminded of who they truly are, because iron sharpens iron and faith ignites faith. Then drop down into the comments and type 999 as many times as the Spirit leads, because 999 is the number of completion, finality, and divine closure on every old cycle. Every 999 you release is a prophetic declaration that the former things have passed away, and all things are becoming new. May the God of all grace cover you tonight with fresh fire that cannot be quenched. May He anoint you afresh with oil of gladness that heals every wound. May He release you into this new season with a holy boldness that makes demons tremble and kingdoms shake. Your spirit has already shifted. Your soul is catching up. And tomorrow morning, when the sun rises on a brand new day, your world will never look the same again, because you will no longer walk as the old you. You will walk as the unveiled, upgraded, unstoppable, chosen one. Heaven has always called you by name. Stay awake in worship tonight. Stay aligned with His presence. Stay chosen, because the glory that has been resting on you in secret is about to break out in public. We will see you on the other side of this breakthrough, shining like the son or daughter of the King you have always been. The night of wrestling is over. The morning of ruling has begun. Welcome to the rest of your real life, chosen one.